The big news this morning is all happening in the pharmaceutical sector, where Novartis, GlaxoSmithKline and Eli Lilly have announced a series of deals and asset swaps that will reshape all three businesses around the sector. Hester Plumridge joins me to discuss what's going on. Hester, talk us through exactly who's bought what, who's selling what, because this is slightly complicated.
It is slightly complicated. The main player in this situation is Novartis, which is seeking to buy a cancer drug business and sell its consumer health, animal health and vaccines businesses. So GlaxoSmithKline will acquire the vaccines business, Eli Lilly will acquire the animal health business, Novartis gets some cancer drugs from GlaxoSmithKline, and the consumer health businesses of Glaxo and Novartis combine in one big business, which will be a new joint venture.
Right, so I mean this is being driven by Novartis, who have said in the past that they want to focus on areas where they are big, they can compete globally,
yes.
And so that's going to be innovative pharmaceuticals, eye care and generics. They're getting rid of these three subscale businesses.
Yeah.
I mean, does this look like a good outcome for them, doing it in this way?
To be honest, yeah, this looks like a pretty good outcome for them, yes. Essentially, they announced a strategic review last year saying that they wanted to get rid of these three subscale businesses, which they built up under the previous chairman. And essentially, they managed to have achieved all that in the space of one day, which nobody had quite expected.
So they're achieving an awful lot with one set of deals. And similarly for Glaxo, which is probably the other complicated bit of this, they're achieving an awful lot on one day as well. Talk us through what exactly this does for them, how it reshapes their business.
So Glaxo have already a very large vaccines business. They are now going to become the world leader in vaccines by a clear margin. They will also build this new consumer business, which Glaxo is going to be the main party in. So in vaccines and consumer health, which is drugs that you can get over the counter like cold treatments, they will be very big in those two areas. And also for Glaxo, this gets them out of cancer drugs, which is an area that they've been in the past, but it's a very, very small part of their business and probably, again, subscale, not worth them being in.
Slightly surprising, though, because oncology is the hot area across the pharmaceutical sector nowadays, and I know there have been some questions about, why Glaxo wants to get out of this at this time. But more broadly, is this the start of another wave of pharma deal making, big deals across the sector, or do you see this as a very sort of specific set of transactions?
It's interesting because there have been a lot of bid speculations, and just yesterday, I think Valiant and an activist investor, Bill Ackman, have signed up for a deal
to look at Allergan
exactly.
in the US.
But, there are kind of broader factors behind this. A lot of the pharmaceutical companies did big deals in the sort of early 2000s. They've paid down that debt now. They have a lot of cash. And also, I think the pressure on drug prices in developed markets is also playing into this. There are some cost pressures for them. So it makes sense for some pharmaceutical companies to get bigger, to cut costs. And joining together is one way of doing that.
And in this particular set of deals, everyone's getting bigger, but very specifically in the areas they consider themselves strongest.
Yeah.
So Glaxo in vaccines, Novartis in oncology, and obviously Eli Lilly in the US, we shouldn't forget, is going to be the second biggest player in animal health.
Yeah.
So it is a slightly complicated but quite interesting set of transactions.
And all these companies become more specialist, more focused, and that's the way they want to go.
Interesting. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.